Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, Rosie and Corina, Psych Investigators. So,
Hello.
we're here on the Monday, November 25th, the week of the holiday of Thanksgiving in the U.S., which is on Thursday. And we're not going to be live on Thursday, but we're going to be on all the other days. So we talked earlier today, Corina and I, and he was like, "Oh, what do we talk about? It's not like there's like a lot of news. Oh, it's just calm." And then almost instantly, all the stuff started hitting, and here we are. Okay, so get started. Let's get right straight into it. And by the way, I mentioned on the yesterday's video the visualizations. I didn't yesterday. Didn't have a chance to upload it to a website so you can download it. It's optional, of course, right? You can download it to your phone and listen to it. So I will link this time. And I'm also just a reminder, the stuff that I mentioned, I'm going to go going forward. It's going to be, the part, if you click on the header of the video, right below it, you see the timestamps. Scroll down, and that's where the links for the articles are. And I've already created the links, so I'll just paste it once this is done. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching. Let's get started. I'm going to here. Okay. So today, 25th. Let's go. Okay. All right. So, so today, it's, it is a little shocking, even though we do have the insights that things are going to be okay. It is startling to see it not come through, right? So Jack Smith files to dismiss the Trump cases. Now, the thing to remember, and you can read the articles, I'm sure by the time this is posted, there will have been a lot of discussion. Apparently, the case can be relitigated. Is that right? Relitigated. This is okay. He said, consulted the Justice Department. Okay, so let's see here. And then we wrote some questions just to ask. So I found that they had done this. This is one of the first cases that election differs, but then there was news that he filed to dismiss the second one, which is a documents case. So of course it sounds very alarming, but we'll see. Okay, okay, come on. What's going on? Taking forever. Okay, weird. Oh, I think I know what it is. Okay. All right. So Jack Smith is missing cases. Oh, I forgot to write. Can cases be prosecuted again? What happens to each of these cases? What does Judge Chutkan think? And what will she decide? Will Trump go to prison at last ever? So I know it's a lot of questions, Corina. So let's look at what's going on then. Let's start with Jack Smith, right? So what's going on?
Yeah, because I've already picked up so much on that.
Okay, so what's going on?
I'll give you a minute though before I start. Can I go?
Okay, 1 second. Well, I just asked for, okay, so just for beginning, should I say, or you go ahead, Corinne, because you picked
You know
it
what?
up.
I just want to say something about Jack Smith, and then I have to get this out, and then I can actually go into those questions because this is since we brought it up this morning, it's been on my tongue. So what I pick on Jack Smith, the minute I heard that, my first reaction was, Woohoo, this is getting good. I didn't have any sense of dread, fear, nothing. To me, Jack Smith is one of the most brilliant men to come across. He is extremely smart. And I consider myself to be pretty good at strategy. I love strategy. He is an expert in strategy. When I look at this man, I see a massive whiteboard, and he has every single strategy, every single scenario that could happen. He's got it written down. If this happens, we do this. If this happens, we do this. If this happens, we do. He's got every scenario that could possibly happen already figured out. These guys are playing checkers. He's playing chess. He's a very strategic man, and he would never let cases like this go by the wayside. So for me, this is just going in his pocket for when he can hit international courts, he can come back and prosecute. It's another way of just also, I believe when they're giving Trump intel, because they have to give him a little bit, they might be telling, oh, see, everything's going away. You don't need to worry. You know, they're letting him feel that it might be going away. It's not going away, people. Please don't. It's not going away. Okay, that being said, now I can go get those details. And Rosie might have something to add to that too.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what I saw is that it's like a superhero movie where it's like he has the hands, he has the laser hands, and then he sees that he has the stuff with him, the information, and then he transmits it to somebody. So because he knows they're going to go after him, so he transmits to the judge, and then they're kind of, and then Trump is like, do I go get this one? I'm gonna get this one, that one, and then the information is saying the information stays intact, and but it's not, it's saying that it's not inactive. It's just saying it's paused, but it's not, it's still a crime. It's still all of these things. It's just that they know that he would go after it. So they have to pause it. But the thing that I also got, which is very interesting, is that he's writing a report. I don't think he's delaying the report, because you know how the same thing that happened to Mueller. Mueller wrote a report. And the difference this time is that the government this time is on our side. So until right? And technically, even if it were to come true that, Trump becomes whatever, we have a couple of months. And this time the government wants the truth to come out. So I think he's scheduled to release the report in December, early December, the week that we think all this stuff is going to happen. So I don't think it's the scenario that we feel like, oh, it's over, right? No, it's not. It's essentially protecting the information and also releasing it. Okay, so
right, exactly, because he can do that now.
That's right.
And he can start to get the public aware of the crimes that this man's committed. So that helps too.
Okay. So
and it makes it to where Trump can't get the intel on that. If the case is dismissed, they're not going to give Trump the intel on it. And I feel like you said, the information is protected and safe that way.
Okay. So let me ask here. So let's go back to the other part of the questions here. So we have can cases be prosecuted again? Yes. What happens to each of these cases? What does judge? Okay, so Corina, the next part of the question that I'd like to know here, the part of this issue, is I want to know, even if it's, do I see it being, I want to see the actual, to look at each one, do I see it being litigated in 2025 or later? Okay, does it make sense?
Okay.
Still be helpful. So let's first ask about the January 6th case. What happens? What happens in 2025 about it? Okay, so.
First one.
Yeah, okay, so I see, can I just see quickly that Judge Chutkan, puts it in a brown envelope and puts tape on it, meaning seals. And then I see somehow March, it's unsealed again. So continues. It was paused. It continues. And
Yeah,
I
that's
see,
the first one.
yeah, I do see it soon. Okay, so the other one is the documents case. So let's see what's,
Second one.
it's interesting. I
Mhm.
see it in a different drawer, but it seems like it's ongoing. I don't know why the other, maybe because it's
Mhm.
issues that are still happening and related to what's
Yes.
going on. I don't feel like it's saying this one is different because it's very secret. There are things that are happening related to this case that are still ongoing. Does it make sense?
Hmm. Yes, I
Right?
got the word continuous. It's
Yes.
continuous because he's still doing it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Even with the thing, little tiny bit of info he's getting now, he's still doing it.
That's right. That's right. So, okay. So then what does Judge Chutkan think and what will she decide? Okay, so the first one, yes, shows it is not dismissal, like it shows that it's sealed. And then the other one, I see this bottom drawers and she's like, shh. So, oh, I see
Hmm.
they delay the decision until later. I don't quite understand it, but she may ask for more time for the one of the document cases to may delay it,
Hmm.
delay the decision until January or something. So, okay,
Yeah,
pick up.
absolutely. And that's what I've kind of felt with these cases being delayed. There is a higher purpose to them being delayed, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm.
and that one obviously to me feels ongoing. It's continuous. They're still committing the crime.
Okay,
So those are going to fold in as this is revealed. And he's not there, he's still going to be held accountable for those kind of things.
okay. So, so the last part of the question was really, will Trump go to prison? Because I think I know I'm very, of course, I'm aware of the audience. A lot of people may be really upset right now, and the bottom
Right.
line is it gives the appearance for the time being, right, that Trump didn't, there's no he got away with everything. But is this true? Will he ever go to prison or confinement of some sort?
Hmm.
Okay, so that's the last
Hmm.
part with Trump, and I see very much thumbs up.
Yeah, same thing. We've always, you've seen it for years and years. I've seen it too. Military, some sort of
But you know what?
facility.
It's interesting that I see him going in once he is apprehended. This final, he doesn't leave. He won't leave anymore. I feel like
Mm-mm,
for whatever reason. But I
mm-mm.
have a question. Could he, whichever, so it's saying, don't worry about it because this is not, I know there's a lot going on and it's saying then
Yeah.
worry about the details for the time being. There's a lot happening, but later
Hmm.
more will come out. Okay.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
I think I've seen that too. So
Okay.
yeah, it'll come out.
All right. Okay. So let's go here to the next part.
So anyway, I had a vision earlier as Rosie and I were talking that Putin might try to strike, Russia might try to strike somewhere in a NATO country, or either on Thanksgiving or close to it, to get the ball rolling for December 1st, where things will start happening the 5th, 6th, 7th, kind of rolling into that time period.
Okay, so here we are looking at a lot of headlines related to NATO and European countries, and I think this is relevant, so I'm just going to quickly read through them, just noting that this comes from Le Monde, which is the most respected French newspaper, so they would not have published this if it wasn't legitimate. So UK and France discussing sending troops to Ukraine. And by the way, the link is below, right? Like I said at the beginning, it's below the timestamps below the video. And okay, so this one, top NATO official calls on business leaders to prepare for wartime scenario. Then here, UK imposes new wave of sanctions on Russia's Shadow Fleet. Now, Shadow Fleet are the ships that Russia uses to transport their oil using different flags of different countries. Then Now we have here, let me go back to this. Now, so what happened is this, and I'm linking the original video that is interviewing this person. He happens to also be Dutch. He's the head admiral. And so what he was saying, it was just kind of a, it's okay. You know what? Because we're going to discuss this other last thing here, that's the big thing. NATO official says it is necessary to strike Russia in case of its attack. I believe it comes from the same interview, meaning it wasn't actually it's on a YouTube channel. It's a think tank. He was being interviewed and he made these comments. Some of these articles make it sound like it's an official thing, but it's not necessarily an official declaration, although as a military person, he would not have said it unless he really meant it. Okay, so the important parts here Corina, are you there? Just double checking.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
We were having some connection issues before, so just double checking. So the idea is that we are here if I look at here, this part, the idea is that we are a defensive alliance, so we will only sit and wait until we are attacked. And when we are attacked, we will be able to shoot down the arrows, missiles, etc., that come to us. But it's smarter not only to do that, but also to attack the archer that is Russia if Russia attacks us, Bauer said. Also recently, and I'm just reading the highlighted parts, right? Also recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin threatened that Russia could attack American, British, and French military facilities. This happened after the United States, Britain, and France allowed Ukraine to hit Russian territory with transferred missiles. Okay, so then, and I'm just gonna, so Corina, do you want to say, do we address these questions, or maybe you say what you saw? Is it what do you think?
Well, actually, when you and I were trying to figure, a few things out to talk about, I told you about this little vision that I had, and that's when you went, "Oh my gosh, Corina," and you pulled up those articles.
That's right.
So I had just said to Rosie, I said, I don't want to create any fear or anything, but I kind of have a feeling that Russia might attack some of these places around in NATO countries around Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is significant here in America, but it would be bases in NATO countries.
I remember you had saying, Corina, that it was one attack, plural, so they could just say, right? You saw one place.
Yes.
So
yes.
not.
Thank you.
Okay, no, just because when you said could attack bases, so that means I think it was clear to me, very clear, and you were confirming, right? It was just one place that they could have launched something that is significant enough that it would be enough to trigger a NATO counterattack, correct? Right?
Exactly. That would start the ball rolling in December. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for clarifying that, because sometimes as we speak this information, the words sometimes don't match what is in your head sometimes as you speak. And especially for me, I get tongue-tied very easily. So thank you, Rosie.
All right.
But yes. And honestly, I don't really even see anything, I'm not seeing anything massively significant or anything like that. It's just telling me that that's probably what would get the ball rolling with NATO.
Yes. And then
which would make sense.
Right. No, of course, because, and then when Corina said that, I said, well, isn't that interesting how all these articles coming from different countries, different websites, from France to the UK to even Ukrainian news site, they're all saying different things, right? They're all saying that the countries are preparing in a way or another for some warlike scenario. And I don't think, given that they are military people, that they would make these types of statements on a whim, that it's all truthful, right? And then she sees something like this, which makes a lot of sense. It sounds like that's what they're preparing for, right? So, okay, so that's that. Now then, Corina, I wrote these questions after these articles. So just to clarify further, right? But then I do think that Corina's vision fits so well, but just to double check, right? Also, I want to mention here, was this the Cosmic Owl had a video, it was yesterday, that talked about the dates December 5th, 6th, and 7th, the days when things could happen. And then when I saw, which was, this is the one here, there was one that said exactly, I think it was this one, the NATO it's necessary to strike the shoot down the arrows and the archer. When I saw that part,
Mhm.
oh, that fits with the idea that they would counterattack quickly and stop, right? That's
Mhm.
what came to me. And so I think it would be good to ask these questions. And I noticed even as I'm speaking now that it is a little like it's not, I guess, nerve-wracking maybe, right? I
Yeah.
am a little like nervous more in the sense that I don't want anybody to get scared. But that's first, these things are true, right? This is all we're picking
Mhm.
real news from real credible sources, newspapers. And Corina has this vision that there could be some sort of like something that could be truly interpreted a warlike situation that would then justify striking back, right? And then
Mhm.
so these are, oh, did I, okay, so let me go back to so that's why I have these other questions also to just see, right, Karina?
Yeah.
Okay, to
Yeah,
ask.
because you'll pick up on the details because I get the bigger
Right.
picture like that. So I
Okay.
want to see what you get on this stuff.
All right. So let's see, NATO. Okay. Does this mean this what I mean by this is, do all these pieces of news mean that a quote unquote event is closer, an event that would mean some sort of escalation, or okay, so yes, see, it's
Mhm.
saying all, I see all these thumbs up and like red alerts. They're putting out red
Mhm.
alerts to local governments. It's saying all of the local governments are like receiving training, especially cyber and what is it called, like grid, electric grid, grid, and so forth. So yeah,
Mhm.
saying that, does this mean an event? Yes. And it's saying that they are escalating as a result of these provocations that are essentially now being treated more as hybrid warfare. It's no longer just
Mhm.
trolling, right? With a cable cut
Mhm.
and all that. So, oh, it's saying because they had warned Russia before to not do it. And if they were to do it, that there would be more consequences. So this is what is happening. Okay, so that was yes, the event is closer. How does NATO see the USA situation right now? Let's see, how does NATO see the okay, so I guess you know what, I see something, but then I realize I have another. That's what I meant is, I guess, the election. But what I first saw is that I see the map of the US, them hugging the US now, because later they're going to stay away. So we have to kind of connect now before something bigger some big changes, we become estranged. But then the
Right.
question that I really had is more about the election situation, because since I had seen it, they had seen it. So, okay, so how does NATO see the Trump election situation in terms of what we saw? Meaning, is it fair? Did they see that I did think that
Mm.
they saw the stealing, and
Yeah.
how do they
Yeah, they
see?
did.
So how does NATO see the US situation? Could it change? Could it not change? I see that every time they talk to Biden, they push for, it's like, okay, so this is happening, that is happening. Like, okay, let's work together. And it's saying Biden's not saying so, is not telling them anything quite yet, because it's saying it's all very much under wraps. And it's saying that I do see the NATO acts first there, even. Okay. And
Mhm.
then it creates an escalation here. But first, this event over there happens. Okay. So,
Mhm.
so it's clear now. The dates of Cosmic Owl, and by the way, this is a very famous astrologer. Like, she has an app and everything. She's very big. Out away, not away, for not on YouTube necessarily. I think she has a channel now, but she has a huge audience. Her name is Chani Nicholas. So she had a video about this week. It was really interesting. And what's interesting about her video is that she filmed it in September. So she didn't really know what was going to happen. It's not related, it's not now. So it was so fascinating because on December 5th, there's something that needs to be double checked, and that the result may not be what we think, and that a lot more stuff is going to come out. It's going to make us reassess the final result of something. It was just like the words she used. So things pointing to a like a redo or a reassessing of something. Okay, so let's see. Going back here to the
Mhm.
question, like owl. So could these dates be related to NATO activity, or election. So let's see, could these dates be saying very much yes?
Yeah, because when you were talking earlier, I was in the situation room with them, and you said Biden's kind of keeping things under wraps. He is waiting for confirmation from his intel, and then it gets wrapped with NATO. Those, and they can, once NATO comes out and the election stuff comes out, then it's tied together. Then NATO shows the whole world that this is happening. It didn't just happen in America, it's happening everywhere. And if we don't fight back, that's why we had to fight back, because look, so it all ties together.
And for some reason, as you're saying this, Green, and I'm just for a while now, a little bit here, as I'm seeing this, I see the image of Trump being handcuffed. I see that there's something, I'm not saying that he will be handcuffed for sure, but that I see first the action of NATO is the first step when Russia does something bad and NATO reacts. And I see that all these missiles lined up. In other words, there's nothing Russia is going to be able to do beyond that. And that's when Trump starts like he's really like shaking and getting like, we have to. And there's people here that work for Russia that's go get really desperate. And that's when something they get rolled up or something, however, whichever way the expression. So does it make sense, Corina?
Yeah, they all get rolled up into it.
That's right. So is that right? So
yeah. I mean, I can't see it any other way.
So it's saying,
as hard as I try to see it another way, I can't. There's no scenario that comes into my mind.
Yeah, so
or into my body.
It tells me that it's like, okay, try to get some relaxation if possible until next week, because once it happens really quickly. And it's saying it's like this, the energy is quiet, but it's being stored, and then it comes out, boom, like it's big, and it's saying it's not going to be like, for example, like how you guys perceive the situation of Trump's cases where it goes on and on. No, it's different. This time it's really okay.
It's kind of interesting because I've had this vision, and I've told Rosie this whole time that this energy that we all had before the election with Kamala, you can't tell me we didn't have this ball of energy. Where did that energy go? Energy never dies. So I've always seen it around the globe waiting to just and that energy is coming back. That ball of energy is coming back to strike in the most I just heard, in the most delightful way. You know the song, a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down in the most delightful way. So that energy ball is coming back to strike in the most delightful way.
Yes. So wow. Okay, so that's it. But that's it for today, right, Corina? Right. It's just what it is. We're just, sharing the information. And that is not over yet. And even if it may feel like it is, we don't think it is. I feel like we're getting ready for real action now, finally. So
yeah, I just kind of get, take a mental break this week. Take a mental break, because when it does hit, it's going to be insane, like insane. So take this time, rest, do things that you enjoy. Just get some rest and take a mental break.
Yes.
And we'll just keep sharing what we get each day. It might not be too much because of the news, but it seems like we come across what we need to tell you.
Yes. Okay, so that's it. And right. So be well, and we'll come back tomorrow. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Okay.